What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the potential 3 most improved teams going into next year. So obviously you had a bunch of teams in 2022, just like every year, that underperformed, and there's a lot of discussion about those teams. It's not uncommon for certain teams to be highly ranked and to fall out the rankings during the season. Usually a couple of teams that fall out of a top 10 ranking, top 15 ranking, and just underperform. And the first team going to be the Oklahoma Sooners. I think the Oklahoma Sooners are in a really good position right now. They brought in a top 5 recruiting class, according to 24/7. They bring back Dylan Gabriel, who has a lot of college experience now and went through another season. Hopefully he'll be better next year. Bringing back some people, but they are losing some people like Marvin Mims and some of their best players. I mean, they are losing a lot of good players for them. But I think what they've done in the transfer portal and what they have, I think they'll be a lot better team next year. I think you'll kind of see that defense transform. I think they have one of the most underrated running back duos in Javonte Barnes and Gavin Sawtrek going into next season. Really underrated. Position that you definitely are concerned about is the wide receiver position. Now that you bring in a 5-star quarterback who's going to be playing backup behind Dylan Gabriel, it gives you that security where if Dylan Gabriel does go down, you have a guy that can come in and you know that he has the talent to play well. They have a lot of question marks on the wide receiver position. You know, you lose Marvin Mims, you lose Dio Weiss in the transfer portal. They have a lot of talent in that room, just unproven and not a whole lot of experience. So hopefully they bring another guy in the portal is what I think they're trying to do. And, you know, some of those guys on their roster right now perform to their expectations. You know, they went 6-7 last year, which was a really tough year under Brent Venables, his first year, their first losing season in a long time. I think he can turn it around. I think that program can make a shift. The depth that they're building there is looking pretty good. If they continue stacking these recruiting classes, which you have to do. If you look at Georgia, Alabama, these great programs, they stack recruiting classes. And that's what you have to do if you want to be a top dog in college football. I just think another year in that system, that defense is going to be a lot better. And I think that offense is going to be pretty well also with Jeff Lebby as offensive coordinator. My number 2 team I have on here is the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. The reason why I had the Fighting Irish at number 2 is I like the quarterback situation right now. You bring in Sam Hartman, who I think is a really good quarterback. I think your offense is a lot better naturally with Sam Hartman as a quarterback. A lot of people think he should have went into the draft at Notre Dame. I think it's a cool decision that he went to Notre Dame. I know it was a tough move for him and a tough decision for him, but I think he can really drive up his stock this year. I really think that Notre Dame team is going to be a really good team in 2023. They're definitely a sleeper playoff team, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the picture in, November, potentially December. Especially if Marcus Freeman gets that defense playing at the level that Notre Dame can play on the defensive side of the ball. I expect some big things for them. Once they get that offensive down, I think they got it. They really do. I think they're that good of a team where they can really dominate a season. Saying that there could be a playoff sleeper team, I don't know if they'll do much if they did make the playoff, but I think they are good enough to potentially get into that top 4 spot. I think Sam Hartman it's different. That offense is different. And hopefully the concern I know that's kind of around there is maybe the wide receiver position, running back, making sure you have the weapons around Sam Hartman to do nice things. Because Wake Forest has some underrated weapons around him, and they also had a really good offensive scheme. Wake Forest, explosive offensive scheme. So hopefully Notre Dame can spread the ball out, run the football well, and have weapons that can help Sam Hartman out. Because I think this can work out really well, and they'll be one of the better transfer portal gets recently. I mean, I think Sam Hartman could be a really good player for them. And And then my number 3 team, I have the Nebraska Cornhuskers, and I think all 3 teams will make a jump to be pretty good. Like, I would think Oklahoma would make a 10-win season. I think Notre Dame would be a 10-win season team. I think Nebraska could make an 8-9-win season team. It's a Nebraska team that is being built by Matt Rule. I think they can go to the Big Ten championship game and win 8 or 9 games in the regular season. I really like what Matt Rule is building at Nebraska. What he's building a great foundation. This is what stuff you've seen at Baylor. Matt Rule, you can say a lot of different things about him NFL-wise coaching. I don't think it was the job for him. I think he's a college football coach at our. I think Matt Rule, this is what he does. He builds programs. Temple, Baylor, now Nebraska. He's doing a great job there already. Just building the foundation he is so good at. His expectations for his teams and the results that he get is really well. He does a really good job there. And what really impressed me about Nebraska and Matt Rule is the signing day. You've seen the signing day. He did a really good job closing out recruitments. Get Malachi Coleman, to get a bunch of other 4-star guys. He did a great job for the Nebraska class for what he had. What he's done in the transfer portal has been great. You got Casey Thompson at quarterback. Now you bring in Jeff Sims, so you have another option. You bring in a bunch of other talented guys. I think this will be a year one. Nebraska's going to turn it around, but I'm a really good team next year. I think they'll go to the Big Ten championship game and they'll probably lose. But if they do that, that is big progression for them. I mean, what Nebraska fans saw and where they were the previous year, if they did any of that, it looks completely different. That Nebraska team, the feel for the program was completely different if you do that stuff. Matt Rule's just willingness to recruit and get better is something that is top tier. He does a great job at it. I love the hire of Matt Rule, and I want to make a whole separate video of them, but I can only break them down for so much time on this video. But I really like what they're doing there, and I think they'll be a really improved team next year. But yeah, that was my kind of top 3. There's so many teams you could put in here. I wouldn't be mad if you put Miami in here, Texas A&M, maybe. There's a bunch of different teams that you could put into this. I think you could put Baylor maybe. You could put a lot of different teams in this tier of improvement. Let me know in the comments who you guys think will improve the most in 2023 for the college football season. I can see so many different opinions. I could put only top 3 of mine. I can only put my top 3 in there. But I guarantee you another guy could have a whole different top 3 of improved teams in 2023. But yeah, that'll be it for me. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace.